Hi grade 4s, we're going to be going through the sentence writing and grammar booklet, and I'm going to read to you the questions that are on the pages so then you know what it's asking you. So the first page says stop and watch the videos for subjects and predicates. So these two QR codes are going to remind you about what subjects and predicates are for sentence writing. So you'll watch those videos and then you'll flip the page. And so this is fragments and sentences. So this is where we tell if a sentence is a complete sentence or not. So if the group of words is a complete sentence, write the letter S on the line. So S for complete sentence. If the group of words is a fragment, write an F on the line. So that would be if it's an incomplete sentence, so it doesn't have a subject. You would give that an F. So number 1. Yesterday when I got off the school bus. 2. My friend Sheila and I saw a brown toad hopping on the sidewalk. 3. Yelled and screamed when she saw it. 4. My friend Sheila, who is scared of all reptiles. 5. I picked up the toad and looked closely at it. 6. Had dry, bumpy skin on its body. 7. Sheila said, I don't want to see that ugly toad. 8. Said, then close your eyes, Sheila. 9. Sheila was mad and she ran off. 10. I put the toad in my backpack. 11. Took it home to show my brother. 12. My brother wasn't home from school yet. 13. Then I put the backpack on the living room sofa. 14. The toad was still inside. 15. My mother opened the backpack to see what homework I had. 16. Hopped out of the backpack and began jumping around the living room floor. 17. Screamed loudly. 18. Do you think my mother will let me keep the little brown toad? So again, for each of those sentences, you put an S for the complete sentence, so when it has a subject and a predicate. And for the fragment or the incomplete sentence, you put an F. So here we have more subjects and predicates. This one says choose a subject from the box to complete each sentence. So here are the subjects. We have a big spider, a buzzing bee, my notebook, a gray dolphin, my mother, the eye doctor, the houseplant, my closet, and the space alien. So this is fill in the blank. You have to put the subject in with the predicate where it would match. So number 1 is blank looked for nectar in the flower. 2, blank has lots of clothes in it. 3, blank checked my vision. 4, blank needs soil, water, and sunlight. 5, blank landed the UFO. 6, blank jumped in the sea. 7, blank was upset because I broke her favorite vase. 8, blank is filled with stories that I wrote. 9, blank spun a web in the doorway. So now this is a similar page, except you are going to fill in the blank with the predicates. So we have the subject first, and you need to add what happens next. So here for the predicates, we have watered her flowers, barked all night long, drove me to school, blew in the wind, ate crickets, cut the boy's hair, fixed the sink, slept in her crib, and flew the airplane. So number 1, we have the pilot. 2, the gardener. 3, the little puppy. 4, the barber. 5, James's babysitter. 5 is James's baby sister. 6, the flag. 7, the lizard. 8, the plumber. And 9, the bus driver. So now we have some close reading to do with the subjects and predicates. So close reading is when you read the sentence or you read the paragraph, the text, and you have tasks to do that match with what you need to do. So what we need to do here is you're going to draw one line under the subject of each sentence and then you're going to draw 2 lines under the predicate. So here's our example. We always want to read examples to help us along. So this one says, the woman with the green hat ate lunch. So the woman with the green hat is our subject. It's giving us some context. So that has 1 line. Our subject has 1 line. And then what that character, place, or thing is doing is what the predicate is. So that's ate lunch. She ate lunch. So that has 2 underlines. So you're going to do these for each of these sentences. So sentence number 1. 3 pelicans flew over the beach. 2. The children built a sandcastle. 3. Ben played chess with Alex. 4. Everyone in the stadium watched the game. 5. The microwave beeped. 6. Malcolm is a very thoughtful person. 7. The seagull's feathers were white. 8. The moon shines down on the water. 9. The bicycle's back tire needed air. 10. Bart, Mike, and Jim went bowling. 11. The fire truck sirens were very loud. 12. The giant oak tree is over 100 years old. So now is kind of a free write where for 13, 14, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, you have a subject and you need to come up with a predicate. So you need to come up with what that person, place, or thing is doing. So 13, the police officer. So for example, you could say the police officer pulled someone over. But now that I gave that example, you can't write it. So 14, the boat captain. 15, the rusty old car. 16, the garden in our backyard. 17, the lady with the green dress. So of course you're making this up. This is fictional. You don't have to actually know anything about this. This is just for fun. So then here we have some predicates and we need to come up with a subject. So 18, blank was singing a cheerful song. So you need to come up with something or someone, that was singing a cheerful song. 19, blank made a creaking noise. 20, blank was old and dusty. 21, blank wouldn't eat her dinner. 22, blank is the best restaurant in town. So once you are done the subject and predicate page, you come to this and it says stop, watch the videos for conjunctions. So there's 2 videos here. You're gonna watch both videos. Yes, you have to watch both videos. It does some teaching. We've already gone over some conjunctions. It's the fanboys. So you're gonna watch these videos and then you move on to the next page. And we're gonna combine 2 sentences by using a comma and a conjunction. So the conjunctions you're gonna use here is and, but, or, so, and yet. So anytime we see a little square like this or a little example, we wanna read it because it helps us understand what the page wants us to do. So 2 sentences can be combined by adding a comma and a coordinating conjunction such as and, but, or, so, and yet. So here's the sentences and what they say. So you have to determine where a comma would go and afterwards a conjunction. So number 1, the game was very easy. No one won. So you have to turn that into 1 sentence with a comma and conjunction. 2, we studied a lot for the test. We still failed. 3, my mom works at a school. She takes me with her in the mornings. Number 4, I have 3 brothers. Only one of them lives at my house. 5, we love to pick fresh strawberries. We put them in delicious pies. 6, my family is going to the beach. We can see the ocean. 7, Andy can be a doctor. Andy can be a lawyer. 8, baseball is a great sport. I am not good at it. 9, Tom is sick. He needs to go to the doctor. 10, my dad works in an office building. He has to take an elevator to the 14th floor. So here is a similar thing. We have our dependent clauses and our independent clauses. And remember, we have read about that. We have learned about that. When Lee woke up today, so that's the dependent clause. We need to know what happens next for this to become a sentence or can stand alone. He realized he hadn't set his alarm last night. So that could be its own sentence. So that's an independent clause. So let's see what it wants us to do. Sometimes you can use words such as when, because, while, and before to combine two sentences with related ideas into one sentence with a main clause and a dependent clause. A clause is a group of words with a subject and a predicate. A dependent clause cannot stand alone. An independent clause can stand alone. When the dependent clause comes before the main clause, as in the above sentence, add a comma after the dependent clause. If the dependent clause follows the main clause, you do not need a comma. So here's an example. Lee was upset because he was going to be late for school. So it says use the word inside the parentheses, they spelled that wrong, parentheses, to combine each pair of sentences into one. So it's actually helping you. In these parentheses, it's giving you the word that you're going to use. So you have to determine if it's going to go at the start or at the middle of the two clauses, okay? So 1, I waited for my parents to get home. I watched a movie. 2, my brother was in his room. He had homework to do. And that parentheses is because. 3, the movie was over. The power went out. And you'll use before. 4, this happens all the time. I wasn't concerned. And the parentheses says since. 5, I didn't mind the dark at first. I heard a scratching sound. And in the brackets is until. 6, I found my flashlight. I started to look around. And in the parentheses is when. 7, I was checking the living room. I caught Alex trying to hide. And in the parentheses is when. Now we have to stop and we have to watch the videos for run-on sentences. So the run-on sentences are when a sentence is way too long and it has different topics or it has different ideas, separate ideas, where it needs to be split apart into more sentences, okay? So circle the correct word to fill in the blank. So we have to pick what conjunction would make most sense. So number 1, my notebook is getting full. I may need a new one. So we're gonna split up the sentence and we're gonna add a conjunction. So my notebook is getting full, blank. I may need a new one. I want to go to soccer practice, blank. It is raining. 3, we need to go to the store, blank. I can cook dinner. 4, we can go to the park, blank. We can swim in the lake. 5, let's play outside today, blank. We do not know what the weather will be tomorrow. 6, I don't want to play games, blank. Do I want to read? 7, my teacher is so nice, blank. She always awards us for our good work. 8, I am so glad I am learning a lot, blank. It can be hard. 9, I am tired, blank. I don't want to take a nap. 10, the bunny was scared, blank. It didn't hop away. So here you're going to correct each run-on sentence below. So it says, example, I rode my bike all day. I was tired. I rode my bike all day and I was tired. So this is where the first one is where we want to use a conjunction to combine them. We don't want a sentence that's 3 words long, okay? So we're going to combine this. So they had to think about, I need a comma here, and I'm going to add a conjunction after. Well, which one would make sense? I rode my bike all day. I was tired. So what they decided was, I rode my bike all day, comma, and I was tired. So you have to do all of that with this page. You have to pick a conjunction and you have to separate it. So, number 1, we went to class, I felt better. 2, the frog croaked, he was so loud. 3, She cheered for the team they lost. 4. The snake slithered through the wood, it climbed the tree. 5. The wise owl hooted in the night, it woke me up. 6. I like lacrosse, it is a fun sport. 7. I ate spinach, it is good for energy. 8. Terrorism needs to stop, it scares me. 9. We rode the bus to the field trip, we stopped by the park. 10. The sand was hot, it was rocky. So now we have run-on sentences. These sentences are run-on sentences. Separate each run-on sentence into 2 complete sentences. Be sure each sentence begins with a capital letter and ends with a punctuation mark. So we have a really long sentence, and we need to split them up into 2. So number 1, I enjoyed playing basketball with you today. Do you want to play again tomorrow? 2, it will be too hot to play in the gym. Let's play at the park instead. 3, can you teach me how to make a 3-point shot? I have trouble with those. 4, what time do you want to meet at the park? Can we play early in the morning? And so once you're done all of those questions and you have them marked and you're ready to move on to the next part, but the other students are still working, you're going to go on IXL practice. So I do have these starred, but I want you to pay attention and track what you do. So first, it says check as you complete each skill. So you would go on level D and then scroll down to W. You would do all of the questions, and when it says congratulations, you finished, it actually says how many questions they had and how many you got right. So for example, when I did DW earlier, it gave me my SMART score in the middle. I got 100. And then beside, it had 25 out of 25. So that showed me in all, there was 25 questions, and I got 25 right. So you want to look for this at the end of your quiz, okay? And then what I want you to do is I want you to write that down here. So I would write 25/25. So that showed I got them all right. If I say got 3 right, it would say 3 out of 25. When you're done that, you check it off and move on to the next one. And so this is going to help me keep track. I keep track of what skills this is. So say you did get 3 out of 25, that shows me, oh, Miss Arnell has to do some more practice with that, or maybe I need to reteach a skill. All of these skills are very important for our writing. It helps set us up for a good year because in grade 4 we do a lot of writing. So make sure you try your very best. Don't just skim through the questions because you think I won't be looking, because we will. Okay? Good luck.